Homosexuality. For some reason, this is still controversial in the day and age today where self-awareness and all that is being encouraged more and more, and for some reason there's still a couple of loose screws, I guess is how I'd call them, stuck in their, I don't want to say old ways of thinking because homosexuality precedes humanity. But since for some reason it's still an issue, let's tackle it. Now, a lot of you people who have been on the internet or on social media recently within, the past the past couple years or whatever, we've all seen the movements towards equality for all genders, for all sexes, for all people. And today, my biggest question is, why is this still an issue? Why is it still an issue on whether or not gay people should have equal rights as others? Why is it for some reason that's an issue? You see, some Christians don't think homosexuality is right, but they do believe everyone should have equal rights, which, yeah, they got one half of that wrong, but, it's a step in the better direction, right? I mean, first of all, who are you to dictate the rights of anyone, right? Let alone people who have been oppressed for so many years. Secondly, and this is very important, homosexuality does not go under morality. So when someone says homosexuality is immoral, they're wrong, and they're also wrong. They're double wrong is what I'm trying to say. Because homosexuality doesn't even fall under morality. The reason being is because it doesn't affect anyone else but you. You're not hurting anyone, they're not hurting anyone, they're not killing people, they're not doing anything wrong towards other people. So why should it fall under morality in the first place? And if it doesn't fall under morality, then it is neither immoral, it's not immoral basically, is what I'm trying to say. You see, despite homosexuality being something uncontrollable, something in you that's uncontrollable, it shouldn't be looked at as a disease or some sort of virus that has to be cured, because it's not that. It's just who you are. It's part of your identity, and there's no reason to look down on that as such. It is what it is. Now, I know some of you may pull out your Bible verses in front of me, and you know what, I would be happy to dispute you. But let me make this clear. Jesus, your supposed role model, never said a word about it. Now, when I say that, you may pull, a verse from the Sermon on the Mount in the Gospel of Matthew where Christ says, in the beginning, one man and one woman. Well, first of all, that's talking about marriage, not sexuality, so you're wrong there. Secondly, polygamy was a thing in the Bible. Polygamy, multi-marriages are basically a thing in the Bible. They just are. And I may bring up the whole Old Testament argument because, apparently Christians have the power to abolish anything from the Old Testament, right? Because, we're no longer under that. It's a new covenant. But then they bring up the writings of Paul, who said that, those who are effeminate, practicing homosexuality will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. And then he goes on to say, but you were like that before, and you no longer are. I don't remember the exact phrasing, I'll put it on screen, but it's basically implying that they were a certain way before and now they've changed through Christ. And part of that long list of things people were before was homosexuality, or being effeminate, or homosexuality, depending on your translation. Now, it's important to be clear that homosexuality is just one of those things. So just because Paul or whoever may have thought it was wrong doesn't mean it is wrong. First of all, you can't control something that's natural, right? If a supposed all-benevolent, all-powerful, all-understanding God truly exists, then surely he would understand that something he created as natural should not be condemned. You see, I was surprised when I first heard of this because previously, in a different life, I was a strong Christian, someone who believed homosexuality was wrong and that the world was going to end. But then I learned something, that homosexuality was present in animals and humans basically. It's completely natural. Animals who are and who engage in homosexual activity don't face discrimination from, fellow tribe members, fellow guys from the group, right? So, if anything, homophobia is the one that's unnatural here, not homosexuality. Yeah, I just flipped the tables there. Now, this segues into my last point, which is that in reading the Bible, please do not apply something that was written so many centuries ago, and do not apply something that's written so long ago to today, because the people who wrote the Bible were human, and those humans don't see into the future. This is another reason why using certain biblical prophecies and applying them to modern day is such a huge problem, or is not something applicable necessarily, because the people who wrote that had no intention of looking into this future about homosexuality. So when I say homosexuality is natural, I just don't mean in a scientific manner. No, I mean, okay, try to be gay for 1 month. You can't, right? You can't. Even if I force you, you can't. How do you like it if someone forces you to be gay for a week or something? It doesn't work. You can't do it. No one can do it. No one can do it for real. It's you can't. You see, if someone forces you to be gay or something, it would seem very authoritative and just downright terrible, because you're trying to control a variable that cannot be controlled. You see, thinking homosexuality is wrong and unnatural and immoral is wrong, but to think that homosexual people should not have equal rights as you is on a different level. It's on a different level of stupidity, ignorance, and just a downright lack of empathy for other people, which I'm sure is not something Jesus would teach.